All right, the AI revolution is definitely here. But you know what it really runs on? Just one thing, raw computing power. And the fight for that power? Well, it has just hit a boiling point. Today, we're going to unpack a massive deal between OpenAI and AMD. A bet so big, so strategic, it could literally reshape the entire future of AI.
$100 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's the price tag on the partnership we're talking about today. So the big question is, what on earth could possibly be worth that much money? To get to the bottom of it, we really need to look at the two companies making this incredible bet.
So on one side, you've got OpenAI. I mean, we all know them. The AI juggernaut that gave us things like ChatGPT. They're pretty much at the top of the AI food chain, but they are facing a huge problem that could stop their progress cold. And then on the other side, you've got AMD, a chip-making powerhouse for sure, but one that's kind of been left in the dust in this new AI race. This is the story of how an industry leader's biggest headache became a competitor's golden ticket.
Okay, so first up, let's break down OpenAI's side of the equation. What's their big challenge? Well, building the future of AI isn't just about writing brilliant code. No, it's about raw, brute force computing power. Their progress, their very existence, is completely tied to this massive, urgent need for more and more powerful chips.
And to really get a handle on the scale of this problem, check this out. OpenAI already had a massive $100 billion deal with NVIDIA. We're talking 10 gigawatts of chip power. That's enough juice to run a small city. And here's the crazy part. It still wasn't enough. Their appetite for computing power is just off the charts.
So to deal with this, OpenAI basically declared a three-front war to get more chips. First, they locked in their main supply from the top dog NVIDIA. Second, they started diversifying, making some smaller deals with AMD. And third, they're even trying to build their very own chip with Broadcom. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops because for them, failing on this is just not an option.
And this really shines a light on the incredible financial pressure they're under. See, unlike the Magnificent Seven, the huge tech giants like Google or Microsoft, OpenAI doesn't have some giant cash cow business to pay for all this. They're basically a super fast-growing startup that's suddenly playing in the major leagues. It's a massive, high-stakes gamble, and they've got no safety net.
Okay, so now let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this deal. While OpenAI is in a desperate fight for more power, AMD is fighting for something else entirely: relevance. In what's probably the most important tech race of our lifetimes, they've been stuck in a distant second place, watching one competitor just run away with it all.
I mean, just take a look at this. In the all-important AI chip market, NVIDIA isn't just winning, they are the market. The gap between that NVIDIA bar and the little AMD bar is it's huge. It makes their underdog status painfully clear. They absolutely needed something that changed the game.
And this deal? This was that game changer. The day this whole thing was announced, AMD's stock shot up 24%. Just boom. The market's reaction was instant and it was powerful. This one deal was seen as this massive vote of confidence, a signal that, hey, maybe AMD is finally back in the race.
So you've got these two different problems floating around. OpenAI is desperate for chips, and AMD is desperate for a big win. And that situation, it created the absolute perfect conditions for one single, incredibly powerful solution. This is the moment where their two stories slam right into each other.
So here are the nuts and bolts of the deal. OpenAI is getting another 6 gigawatts of AMD's next-gen chips over 4 years. That's a huge boost for building out their data centers. And for AMD, it's a guaranteed $100 billion payday and a massive seal of approval from the biggest name in AI. But there's another layer to this.
And this is the real kicker, the part that makes this so much more than just a simple supply deal. The agreement gives OpenAI a warrant. Think of it like an option to buy a huge 10% stake in AMD. And the price? Get this, 10 cents a share. It's basically free. This completely changes the dynamic. OpenAI isn't just a customer anymore, they're a deeply invested partner. Their futures are now tied together. So when you step back and look at the whole thing, it's a brilliantly calculated win-win scenario. Let's just quickly break down what each company is really getting out of this $100 billion handshake.
Okay, for OpenAI, the main win is simple: more chips, and they get them faster. But the bonus prize is massive. If AMD's chips are the real deal, OpenAI might get to avoid the ridiculously expensive nightmare of designing their own. Now for AMD, the big win is obvious. They finally get to close the gap on NVIDIA.
And the bonus? Huge market validation and a guaranteed slice of this exploding AI pie.
So if we zoom out from just these two companies, you can see this is way bigger than just one deal. It's a major, major move in the global AI arms race. We are living in a time where these tech giants are literally forming alliances and spending billions just to secure their spot in the future. And this partnership, it's one of the biggest chess moves we've seen yet.
And you know, this whole storm of billion-dollar deals, it's really just getting started. As the competition gets even hotter and the need for AI power just continues to skyrocket, it leaves us with one big question. Who's going to be the next one to make a move this big? Because in this race, let's be honest, there's no prize for coming in second.